Good morning.
Good morning.
It's very nice to have with us José Antonio García. He is the CEO of AILIMPO from Spain, and he has taken a bit of time out from the Citrus Summit to chat to us. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a big pleasure to be here in Port Elizabeth and to be in South Africa together with many of the friends from the citrus community here in South Africa.
Are you always struggling to find good photos of fresh produce? You need to come check out our stock site. On there we've got anything from grapes, apples, citrus, a whole lot of stuff. Anything you might need that will suit your marketing requirements. Come and check it out. The link will be in the description below.
Yes, I can imagine that you must know quite a lot of people as you are our Northern Hemisphere counterpart in the citrus supply of the world. So you must have quite a lot to do with the South African citrus industry, and it's great to have you here.
Have you been here previously?
Yeah, it's the third time I am in South Africa. So I was in the early 2004 and then 2010. So it was a long time. I wanted really to come back to South Africa to check how things are going on in the citrus industry.
So the last time was in 2010?
Yeah.
Not for the World Cup?
Yeah, for the World Cup.
Oh.
And also to attend the CGI summit that was celebrated in Cape Town.
It was just convenient that it was at the same time.
Yeah, it was very convenient. and Spain won.
I know. I know. That's why I'm asking.
It must have been a very good trip. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And we know that you are one of the co-founders of the World Citrus Organization, along with South Africa's outgoing CEO of CGA, Justin Chadwick. So he kind of filled me in a little bit on the formation of the World Citrus Organization. That's a huge thing. Tell us about how that developed, please.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for the last 20 years, we had a lot of communication together. AILIMPO from Spain and the CGA from South Africa. So there was one moment that we decided that we had to do something bigger. And we realized that because the priority for both AILIMPO in Spain and CGA from South Africa is to prioritize the role of the citrus grower. And we were starting to talk about sustainability. And when we talk about sustainability, we always talk about environmental, social, and sometimes we forget the economical sustainability, that is the top priority for the grower.
Indeed.
And if the grower is not sustainable in an economic way, the rest of the chain is not going to work in a good way. So we realized that it was a problem in Spain, it was a problem also in South Africa, but it was a problem in every single country in the world producing citrus. So together with Justin, we started to get in touch with other people in Morocco, in Egypt, in Turkey, in Argentina, Uruguay. So we had a very good network of colleagues. And so Justin and me wanted to do something in a more formal way. This is why we founded the WCO.
And how has it been? What has the response been? What has it done in the last couple of years for the overall citrus industry of the world?
Yeah, I think we are very proud and we are quite happy because in just less than 5 years we managed to get everybody involved in the WCO, in the World Citrus Organization. So every single country in the world producing citrus is already a member of the association. Wonderful. So we meet in a physical way twice per year in Madrid during the Fruit Attraction exhibition, and then in Berlin during the Fruit Logistic exhibition. And we also have a good communication system. So I think we can be happy of that because in less than 5 years we managed to have this project in the real world with people, and everyone is quite involved in the project.
Wow.
That's incredible, actually, because to get a whole lot of people in the world to work together.
Of different nations and cultures.
And different languages. And, you know, it's quite a thing to manage that. So that's an incredible achievement. Yeah. Do you think that it's driven citrus sales because of there's more unity?
Yeah, I think, of course, all the countries and the associations that are taking part of the WCO. I think the most important thing is to identify our common problems and the common goals, and generosity is also very important. So of course we are competing in the market, but we had to take into consideration that if we cooperate, we are going to have better results.
Yes.
Of course, we compete. Spain competes with Argentina. Spain competes with South Africa. South Africa competes with other origins, especially in the European market. But the main idea is that we had to cooperate together to make the market bigger and to be able to guarantee that the European consumer, in the case of the European market, is going to have splendid quality citrus all over the year. So I think the most important thing is that we managed to identify the common problems, the common goals, and of course we realized that we can learn from each other.
Yes.
Because maybe a problem I may have in Spain today used to be a problem in South Africa 10 years ago. So if I have good connections with the South African sector, they can help me to manage the problem I have at this moment, and it works on the other way around as well. So I think that's the most important thing. And of course there are some, let's say, hot topics.
Yes.
So it's important to try to have in our mind that let's work for the positive things, and maybe if we do so in that way, at the end of the day, we will manage to have enough confidence to start talking about some hot topics that are quite difficult at this moment, or used to be difficult in the past. So in reference to the phytosanitary issues that are really a hot topic, I think we already have some more confidence that we had 10 years ago, thanks to this commitment in the World Citrus Organization. So we can start talking about that, and especially avoiding some noise in the press, in the media. So we have to go. There are some issues that are more scientific driven. So let's say the agreement is, if the hot topic is just on the scientific side, we had to leave the scientific people discussing about that. So and we had to communicate in a positive way, because we had to communicate as a global citrus sector all over the world.
How obviously there are these hot topics that happen, and one says this, another one says that, but then twice a year you need to get together in the same room, and then how does that first half an hour go when you get into that room together after all the stuff has been said?
Of course, it is not that easy. It's like in a family. Just sit on the table.
That's a very, very good analogy.
You sit during Christmas to have dinner all together.
Yes.
So I think everybody in the table knows that there are some topics that have to be avoided, and of course that we cannot forget that, because the hot topics are there. But we had to look for the good moment and the good situation and the good ambience to talk about that. But I think at the end of the day, we are people, we are social, and of course, we are friendly. So it's a matter of having confidence and commitment. And at this moment, I can talk with Justin about many things in the industry. So and in a very open way and in a very constructive way. So he has all my respect, and Justin has my respect as well. So we try to be fair, to be transparent, and if we have a dispute or a discussion, I had the confidence to phone him and to clarify the situation, rather than just going to the press, making noise, and because it is not going to be good for me, good for anyone. Especially it is not going to be good for the citrus category. So we had to be very conscious that we had to be responsible in terms of communication, because today all the communications are flowing, are flying
Yes.
over the universe. So let's have we have to pay a lot of attention to the consumers and avoiding them to overload with bad communication about the product.
I can imagine that having created a forum like that, the World Citrus Organization, even though there are hot topics, at least you know there is a forum where you can get in a room with these people and you can have constructive dialogue. Because life is not easy and you often do find problems which you have to discuss and you have to communicate and you have to sort out. If that was not there, the only conduit was sometimes the press or lawyers' letters or things like that. So I can imagine it's very valuable from that perspective.
Yeah, that you're completely right. I think this is the most important thing. We have a common place.
Yes.
To sit and to talk and to discuss and to make progress for sure. Because if we don't have this platform, we don't have the place to go to talk. And
for sure.
And many problems, the solution to many problems is starts talking, and it's very important to know the arguments of the other party to try to understand why things are the way they are. So we and especially we live in a global world, and the citrus business is very global. So it is nonsense just thinking, okay. For example, I'm from Spain, and to think Spain is the leader in the citrus business. So as I am the leader, I will not talk with the rest of the people because I am the leader. So maybe 40, 50 years ago, that was something maybe right.
But 40, 50 years ago, there wasn't the communications channels there is now.
Yeah.
So then it was easier to just step back and just call all the shots.
Yeah, so but our responsibility is to adapt the way we work to the new reality of the world. So talking is always constructive.
I said to a lady last night at the opening event, it was the first time that she has been in the presence of the citrus industry. She's working in other agriculture, but they are more involved in other things. But it's the first time that she came into this industry, and she says it's so amazing. It's like there's a vibe, and it's. So I said, if you look at all the people sitting here, if you see people smiling and looking happy, they're talking about citrus.
Yeah.
But then if you see people that looks unhappy, they're also talking about citrus.
No, it's we are. I think we are really
Passionate.
Yeah, it's passion. We are really a community and we are family. We are really an international family because one very interesting thing is that the same thing you can see here today in the summit in South Africa. You can see that the same atmosphere when meeting the growers in Italy or in Argentina or in Spain. So I think there is it's like something common in the DNA of the citrus growers all over the world. Doesn't matter if they are from Morocco, from Spain, from USA, from Brazil, from Turkey, etc. And I have been very lucky because in the last 26 years, I have been able to travel all over the world and I have been visiting all the citrus producing countries, and I had a lot of meetings with citrus growers all over the world. And you realize that there is something common when you talk with them. So a South African citrus grower is not really
Unique.
so different as the Morocco or the Spanish citrus grower. They have the same problems. They take a lot of risks because they are doing their job in the open nature. So the climatic conditions are affecting all over the world. Market access is complex for everyone in the world. So we are not so different. Indeed, we are very similar.
Yes, I can well imagine. I'll put you on the spot a little bit and ask you, hope you remember all of them. Tell us about the family members, who are all the members, the countries that are members of the World Citrus Organization, as you can remember them.
Yeah, we are in the World Citrus Organization. We are organized in two groups. We
Okay.
have the Northern Hemisphere
Okay.
countries and the Southern Hemisphere countries. So in terms of governance, we also have two co-chairs.
Okay.
So one representing the Northern Hemisphere and one representing the Southern Hemisphere. So from the Northern Hemisphere, we have Greece, we have Italy, we have Spain, we have the States, and we are in close contact with people from China. Which is China is always complex, but,
Yes.
but we have some good contacts there.
Have they actually joined the organization?
They attended the last meeting we
wow.
had in Berlin, and they are willing to participate in a more formal way. We also have Turkey, we have Tunisia, we have Portugal, who recently joined the World Citrus Organization, and we have Cyprus.
Okay.
And Morocco. I
Yeah, you did say Morocco.
already said that. And from the Southern Hemisphere, we have, of course, South Africa, we have Argentina, we have Chile, we have Peru, we have Uruguay, and we have Brazil as well, and we have Australia.
Australia.
I think I forgot Mexico from the Northern Hemisphere
Okay.
as well. So I think we are covering
Everybody.
roughly everybody who is producing citrus and who is marketing citrus
Okay.
all over the world.
Wow, that must be quite a meeting with all those people in the meeting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It is true that I remember in 2019 when we had the first meeting to make the foundation of the WCO, because some of us we didn't knew each other, but it was interesting to see that we were at the feeling. I have been talking about that with Justin. There was something special at that moment. So because we really thought that we were creating something good for the people, for the citrus community. So we started with in 2019 with, I think we were 10 countries, and from that point we managed to get everyone involved. So it's good.
Does the World Citrus Organization help countries with market access?
Yeah, we analyze what is happening in terms of market access. Market access is quite complex because it's a combination of tariffs and phytosanitary conditions or barriers. We try to exchange the information. So how Peru managed to get to the U.S. market, for instance, and which are the problems of Spain getting access to China. So we created a kind of very simple matrix to analyze market by market which are the access conditions. And so the first thing we did is to have a picture, which is quite important to make them some progress on that.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so he asked kind of a question similar to what I was going to ask, but so other than creating a forum for discussion and sharing of knowledge and dealing with problems, what are the other activities that the World Citrus Organization does? You discussed market access, but would there be kind of analyzing which countries are growing the fastest and what markets are available? Are you doing anything like that?
Yeah, we have. We are lucky because we have the cooperation of CIRAD. CIRAD is a public and private institute based in France, and they are very good at making market analysis and especially to make forecasts about how the world is moving in terms of citrus, both analyzing the demand and the production and the volumes that are available for the market. So I think we have a very good cooperation with CIRAD. So it's quite important because they are a quite independent institute of market research. So, and they are very professional. So we have a very good information about that. Indeed, Eric Imbert, who is in charge of this market unit in the CIRAD in France, is a speaker tomorrow morning in the summit. And the information that they provide to the World Citrus Organization is of very good value because they have the possibility. What they do is to make a reflection in the medium and long term. Because sometimes in the business we are dealing with perishable products, so we are we are much focused on the short term, in the very short term. So I think the WCO is a very good tool to have this kind of discussion and reflection on the medium and long term. So in a more peaceful way, rather than just thinking about what is going to happen tomorrow or the next week in the business.
So let's step to Spain itself.
Yeah.
How is Spain doing at the moment? Because like everywhere you just see Spain number 1, South Africa number 2. And then if you look at the actual productions, countries that produce citrus, not necessarily for export, then China is, let's say, at the top, and Mexico is also in that top 5. What is the state of Spanish citrus at the moment?
Yeah, I think when we are talking about citrus in the world, I think in terms of marketing, if we focus just into the European market, that means the 27 member states of Europe plus UK, Spain has a very dominant position because, of course, we are very close to the market.
Yes. You send it with the truck.
Yeah, we harvest the product, and in just 48 hours, the lemon, the orange is in the retailer in Poland, in Norway, anywhere in Europe. So we have this advantage of producing citrus very, very close to the market. So in Europe, we have a very leading position.
Is that why Spain is said to be the biggest exporter of citrus?
Yeah, in terms of fresh product, we are the leading, of course, in Europe. Maybe not in global picture all over the world, because we are exporting very few quantities to the US market. We are exporting very few quantities to Asia. So we are very much focused in Europe. And there is another important reason for that. We are not used to produce citrus to be able to travel very far, because and I think South Africa is really doing fantastic, because you have all the knowledge and you know how to cultivate citrus that can travel for a long time. So. And going back to your question, I think Spain has a large tradition on producing citrus. We have a very dominant position in Europe, as I said. We should make more effort to open new markets outside from Europe, but I think it's part of the European culture. We're quite comfortable. We have some challenges as well. Labor is really a big challenge in terms of availability of labor, and of course on the cost of labor. The minimum wage salary is really high.
What is the minimum wage in Europe at the moment?
In terms of euros, at this moment is 1,300 euros per month.
Per month, and that works out.
Don't ask me to do the maths.
Yeah, the math is. But some places in the States it's now between $16 and $20 an hour.
Yeah, in terms of an hour, that maybe it's easier for the audience to understand. It's roughly 10 euros per hour.
Okay.
So that's the 9.7 or 9.8 euros per hour.
Yeah, for the South African people, that's about 200 rand an hour.
Yeah, it's nothing to do. Yeah. So we have big challenges. We have the labor challenges. We have all this European strategy of Green Deal, which is also affecting us very much, because it is true that we are producing citrus and we have no really special problems in terms of diseases. But we have some, let's say, minor diseases that are affecting the fruit, the quality of the fruit. But according to the Green Deal regulation, we have no possibility to use some active substances, some phytosanitary treatments. So we have this political fight between the citrus sector in Spain and the European Commission, because they are forcing us not to be able to use.
So it's not just us fighting with them.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's quite complex. So Green Deal is I know it's the European regulation. Sometimes it's a problem for third countries exporting to Europe, but internally we also have a lot of discussions with our government and with the European Commission, because we can accept that Europe wants to have a great commitment on environment. In some way, I think Europe wants to be, in a political way, a green continent.
Yes.
But agriculture is agriculture, and it's difficult to make agriculture if I don't have the tools to do things in a good way to get the high quality fruit.
I have one last question for you, because our time, unfortunately, is a little bit tight. But looking down the road for the World Citrus Organization, what are the organization's ambitions for the future? Is there anything new that you would like to tackle as well? Any new areas of activity?
Yeah, of course. I think one of the main goals is to be able to coordinate in a global way marketing campaigns to increase consumption. I think we have a very good example on avocado. And the World Avocado Organization managed to have a very good system internally to collect the funds and to be able to make marketing campaigns and increase the consumption of avocado. So we are following the path of avocado, and I think we had to push because I think it's very important to promote the consumption. We had to take care about the production, about the sustainability, about quality, about being very efficient in the supply chain, but we had to focus very much on promoting consumption and to reach the younger generations and to convince them that citrus is good for your health, and you had to eat citrus, and because that's really quite important. Not only in Europe, I think it's a
globally
purpose.
Indeed.
Globally. So I think I wish maybe in the coming 3-4 years we will manage to create this system internally to get the funds and to be able to agree on the right messages and making these promotion campaigns.
Fantastic. And the very best of luck with that.
So we do a tradition. We ask a question to you that somebody else has left.
Okay.
They didn't know who it was for, and we'll get one from you now as well. So what makes you excited about what you do?
Oh, there are a lot of answers. I think the citrus sector is really alive, and I think our purpose is to feed people with high quality food. In this case, that's citrus, and for me, it's very important to have the opportunity to travel all over the world and to meet people involved in the citrus sector and to check that we are all on board in the same project. So that's for me, it's amazing.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming to chat to us. To start an organization, a global organization like that, you must be very ambitious and believe in this, and look where it's taken you. It's fantastic. So thank you, and the very best of luck ahead.
Yes.
Well, big pleasure, and I'm really happy to be here in South Africa with my South African friends, and especially to be able to be with Justin Chadwick, which is really a very good leader, and he has done a fantastic job in the CGA. So congratulations to the CGA, to the South African growers, and all the South African people.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you.